When the weather and social conditions allow for it, I love to sleep outside. No camping here. The reason somebody had to put that sign there is because somebody looked at this spot and said, this looks like a great place to camp. And somebody else thought, no camping here. I'm going to make a sign. I understand the need to preserve our wilderness, and I understand how silly that looks, and I do understand how unwise and how terribly we've treated our world. I don't think we need any more dang no camping here signs. If you're committed to hiding in your own shallow ridiculousness, you will probably hate me. Or you really might love me. Thank you for sharing your lives with me.
Have you ever been caught by your own judging eye? Have you called yourself names in the mirror? Have you felt the self-hate as you lie in your bed? The cause of war has never been clear.
I love to sleep outside. It's where I'm at right now, in the Santa Fe National Forest, under these pine trees. They just keep speaking to me. They keep sharing themselves in deeper and deeper ways with me. I'm so grateful. It's like they welcome me back every time I come. It's so beautiful. I got so into the trees and the music and singing the music to the trees that I haven't even approached the stream yet. Oh my gosh, I have that to look forward to in the morning.
As I drive down the road, I stay between the lines, for I do not wish to meet the cars oncoming. As I step into the grass, I feel my feet at last. I find a brand new rhythm in my strum.
I truly love being this close to the ground. It takes a little time. Every time I come back, maybe 2 or 3 days sometimes. Like I was on a mountain for 3 days before I felt like it really started communicating with me. It was communicating with me, I'm sure, the whole time before I was in tune with that communication. Seek first the kingdom, and everything else will be added unto you.
I will play on the string, I will learn how to sing. I will find myself again, yes, I'm coming, my friend. I will tell you good night as I turn out your light, and as I tuck you under cover, I'll be home.
It's how do you want to say it, like a spiritual axiom, or a kind of like a spiritual, well, maybe like a metaphysical, it's a string of words that's trying to express a metaphysical reality. There we go. Ooh, it took me a while to get there, but we get there. And sometimes it does take some time to get there. Because these things are hidden. They're treasures. And even after we've bought the field, we've got to go dig it out. And the treasure that I unearthed, I just unearthed a quarter of it. And in my joy, I went and sold all that I had to buy that field. And then later in life, once I had exhausted myself participating in the system on many, many occasions and many, many levels with many, many people and with great devotion. My engines kept failing. My engines, the human engines, this is the human condition. This is not just my story, because if it was just my story, it would not be worth telling. But this is the human story, is that I became exhausted. My engines were losing power, my combustion engines. And I began radioing to my people, my support network. I was saying, look, I've become a master at this self-care thing, and I am still losing power to sustain myself in this paid wage system, you might say. I had a job that I loved, caring for people in physical therapy. My boss, the last year of my work, she said, Travis, I cannot describe to you how much I've seen you. She said, you've always been committed and devoted, but this last year, she said, you have increased your efforts. I see that. I love that. This is what, I'm paraphrasing what she said. And I said, yes, Feb. And also the way that I cycle doesn't really fit the type of 8 to 5 consistent work environment that you're managing. Is that correct, Feb? She looked at me and smiled. Yes, Travis. That is correct, she said. Feb, my friend from the Philippines, I love you all. I had been to 2 mental health treatment facilities. It was ridiculously difficult to get myself into the second one, as I was telling the insurance people that I was about to relapse on marijuana. I got into a 12-step program, and I stayed for 30 days, approximately. That's the second time, and there I had a vision. Well, I came to believe that there was a power greater than myself that desired to help me. And then I had a vision of stillness at the core of me, the center of being as I can know it. And when I came back from that treatment center, I was on full force, determined. I went to several hundred AA meetings, trying to find community. And I did, up to a certain point. There's so much to leave behind to get where you're going. And then, of course, the masters who are so correct say there is no destination and there is nothing to accomplish. We must have an emptying practice. If we're going to tell our stories, we have to realize that these stories are not our identity. We tell our stories to help others now contextualize their story. This is what it was like for me. This is what it was like for me to move into another stage. This is what it was like for me to transition. One of the great human stories is the search for home, or the movement, the journey from slavery, from bondage into freedom. We're all trying to find our way home. E.T., phone home. A realization of the one moves us in the direction of fearlessness, puts us into situations where we will have to face our fear. And then, after we have faced it many times, well, this realization is it more consistently manifests in this world. Acts and words of fearlessness. We know that we may possibly tremble and cringe, even scream, when the nails are driven into our hands. And we've made peace with that. We do not fear death, because death is an illusion. There is no life to lose. My story can only be the one story, and our story can only be the one story. The story of us realizing that we are not separate like we thought we were. This is what the esoteric teachers tell us, is that the root of all suffering is when we buy into this illusion of separateness. The illusion of separate self is at the root of all suffering. So, if Jesus was who we have said he was the non-binary. He was the transcended one, the one who prayed, "O Father, I wish they knew they were one with you, like I know I am one with you. I am the Son of God, and so are you, brother. I'm going to show you how to walk fearlessly in love. And when they come to get me, I'm going to keep loving, knowing that I've done exactly what I must do in the turning over of the tables in the temple, the crafting of the whip of 3 chords beforehand."
People spend time keeping themselves in line, making sure that they meet expectations. He who makes the rules calls all the others fools, as he stands to receive his ovation.
Yes, there's still a lot of wisdom, I believe, to be gained in really feeling in to that story.
I will play on the string, I will learn how to sing, I will find myself again. Yes, I'm coming, my friend. I will tell you good night as I turn out your light, and as I tuck you under covers, I'll be home. As I tuck you under covers, I'll be home.
The one who surrenders himself. the one who makes such a stir that both church and state are disturbed. Both church and state have to do something. To rid themselves of this fly in their ointment, this demonized one who says he's the Son of God. I heard Peter walked on water for just a moment. Sons of Zebedee, drop your nets and follow me.